You may be asking, what is Philanthropy Fest? Well, Philanthropy Fest is a huge cultural celebration about the impact of our humanitarian projects in Uganda, Panama, as well as here in Troy. Tonight, we will be collaborating with the Rensselaer Music Association, who will be playing incredible music for us throughout the night. Another huge thank you to the African Student Association, ASA, who will be selling food, as well as Alianza Latina, who will also be selling food, and the Society for Hispanic Professional Engineers. You guys have all made this an incredible night, and we couldn't do it without you. Tonight, you will hear powerful testimonies about our 3 projects in Panama, Uganda, and Troy. Members from each project will describe exactly what our projects are trying to achieve, as well as the lasting impact they have left on their communities. We will also have community testimonies to show how our projects have helped improve their quality of life. We have gone so far in our projects due to generous donors like you, who have enabled us to help these underprivileged communities. It costs between $10,000 to $15,000, if not more, to take an international travel team, so without fundraising, our projects cannot succeed. Panama and local are seeking to start new projects in the coming year, and Uganda is seeking to travel in March to implement our irrigation system. Your support is crucial, and no matter how big or small you can give, it means so much to all of us. Thank you for your continued support, and enjoy the night. Now we will have Chloe Sharp, who will be giving a speech about what EWB is. Thank you.
Oh, can y'all hear me? Yay, okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Chloe Sharp, and I'm the chapter president of the Engineers Without Borders chapter here at RPI. Thank you all so much for coming out to support Philanthropy Fest. Today, it really means a lot to see so many people here to support our mission and what we're doing here at Engineers Without Borders. EWB is such an incredible organization, and I'm so proud to be part of it. Here at RPI, we're the collegiate chapter of an international humanitarian network that partners with communities around the world to help them meet their essential needs, things like access to food, clean water, sanitation, shelter, and electricity. But beyond the projects themselves, what really makes EWB special is the connection that we build with the people we serve. Every project requires us to connect with the members of the communities we serve. We have long and frequent conversations with community leaders so that we can better understand their needs. Then we're able to work together to find sustainable, locally driven solutions. That constant communication with the communities we serve is key to what we do here. As students, EWB gives us a chance to take what we learn in the classroom and bring it to life. We get to experience the full engineering design process, starting with identifying a problem, then designing, testing, and implementing real solutions that have a direct impact on people's lives. It's hands-on, challenging, and incredibly rewarding. We, of course, learn technical skills, but also how to collaborate and communicate across cultural barriers. The collegiate chapters in EWB helps to create a new generation of ethical, sustainable engineers by giving us the ability to actually build deep connections and relationships with our clients and be able to see how our designs are able to improve their lives, which is really the whole point of being an engineer, right? We exist to make things that make people's lives better. It has been truly invaluable to be part of this amazing organization for the past years. I've learned so much, and I'm so honored to be leading our chapter this year and work alongside such dedicated and passionate members. Again, thank you all so much for coming out to support our mission, and please consider buying some food from the other amazing clubs on campus that are helping us out tonight, and please donate if you can. All food profits and donations are used to fund the implementation of our project, so if you're able, please donate if you can. Thank you all so much.
Thank you, Chloe, for giving an amazing speech about EWB and its impact. Now we'll have the ASA president, Julia Amoako-Atta, as well as the SHEP president, Eric Gutierrez, giving speeches about their organizations. So now let's bring it to the floor for them.
Hi, everyone. My name is Julia Amoko-Atta. I am the president of the African Student Association, one of RPI's vibrant multicultural organizations here on campus. Our mission is to celebrate and promote the rich culture, history, and traditions of the African diaspora within the RPI community. To showcase the vast beauty of African heritage, we host a wide variety of events, including our annual African Night Gala in December and the exciting Night of Rhythm in February. ASA is more than just an organization. We are a family and a supportive community where every voice is heard, every story matters, and every background is valued. Whether you are looking to connect with your heritage, learn something new, or simply engage in a supportive environment, ASA is open to you. I strongly encourage you all to get involved, whether by attending our events, becoming a member, or just reaching out to learn more about us. There's so much to explore and experience within the African Student Association, and we can't wait to see how you all contribute to our vibrant community. Thank you, guys.
Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing well. My name is Eric Gutierrez. I'm the president of SHEP, or the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, here at RPI. And for anyone who's not familiar, it's a national organization dedicated to empowering the Hispanic community to really achieve its fullest potential and make an impact in the world through STEM. At RPI, we have over 100 members now, and we provide our members with the support and resources they need to succeed academically and professionally. We hold study jams every Monday, and bi-weekly we have our GBMs, where we do a lot of help professionally and also socially, have a good time with our members. We also work with a lot of companies, help our members get jobs, stuff like that. And like I said, beyond career development, we're a close-knit community, second home to a lot of people. So if any of that sounds interesting, I invite you to come to our events. Follow us on Instagram at ShepRPI, and we're selling walking tacos right there, so if you're interested, come support.
Thank you, Julia and Eric, for speaking. Now we'll have Chloe again to give a speech about the importance of cultural awareness. So let's bring it to the floor for Chloe.
Hi, everyone. I'm back, in case you missed me about 5 minutes ago. I'm Chloe Sharp, and I'm the current chapter president of Engineers Without Borders here at RPI. So because we work with several different communities from different geographic and cultural regions, both our chapter and EWB USA as a whole puts a huge emphasis on things like cultural awareness so that we can better serve our community partners ethically and with empathy. Some of the ways that our chapter does this includes events just like this, celebrations of Panamanian and Ugandan cultures, many times in conjunction with other cultural organizations on campus. We host another cultural awareness event every year called the Cultural Cooking Extravaganza that we host every spring. And during this event, we cook foods that are typical to Panama and Uganda to celebrate and teach about both of these cultures where we have community partners. We have done this event with other organizations in the past as well, and we were able to spread cultural awareness across campus about these two cultures. So that's been really, really cool. Before any project travels, they're required to give presentations on the culture so that everybody on the travel team can be vigilant about respecting the culture that they are coming into. This is just another thing that I think makes EWB such a great organization because it forces you to not only design with the client in mind, but to put the members of the communities we serve at the center of every single decision. Thank y'all.
Thank you so much, Chloe, for talking about how much culture means to all of us at EWB RPI. Next, we'll have Amelia Shamble, the Vice President of Project Management, giving a speech about our 3 projects in Panama, Uganda, and Troy. Let's bring it to the floor from Amelia.
Hi. Hi, I'm Amelia Shamble, and as Chris says, I am EWB's Vice President of Project Management, and I'm here to give you a little overview about the EWB project process. Engineers Without Borders focuses on community-driven projects. All project work is conducted in partnership between the community and the chapter. Projects within the EWB International Community Programs follow a standard engineering process, broken up into 6 key stages. So let's dive into them. The first phase is the partnership formation phase. This is when a community who hasn't worked with EWB before applies to start a new partnership with our organization. The community reaches out to EWB and describes their needs, and then a project application is added to the online database of projects. From here, EWB chapters can see the open project listings and apply. Once a community and a chapter agree to work together, the partnership is finalized and project work can start. At this time, the chapter finds a mentor called a responsible engineer in charge, often called REIC for short, to assist them with the technical work for the project. The second phase is called assessment. In this phase, the chapter team gathers technical information as well as background information about the community to start identifying project needs, skills, and resources for success. An assessment trip is conducted, which gives a chapter a chance to visit the community, speak with local stakeholders, and conduct field assessments. This trip allows the team and community to collect any data necessary for later project development and establish strong communication for a lasting project partnership. Once the assessment phase is complete, the project moves into the alternative analysis phase. Here is where the project partners analyze data and explore possible solutions. After identifying and evaluating alternatives, the best design option for the community is selected. Now the design is chosen for the project, the chapter works with its mentor, an EWB project engineer, and other technical reviewers to develop a detailed design and plan for implementation. The implementation phase is completed by another trip or several where the chapter and community work together to construct the final design and install it. While implementing, the project solution is the main objective. However, following up with the performance is equally as important for the project success. As we help communities develop its engineering solutions, we also want to ensure that our project designs will continue to serve these communities for years after implementation. Therefore, the monitoring and evaluation phase occurs 1 year after implementation to examine the functionality of a project solution, as well as the community's ability to maintain it. The final stage is called the partnership closeout. EWB projects are closed when the community needs have been met and the project's commitments are complete. And the community demonstrates its capacity to take over the project and handle long-term operations. If all these are completed, the EWB chapter has successfully helped their community partners and can move to start a new project. Our chapter has 3 ongoing projects, each with speakers you'll hear from tonight. We have 2 international projects, one in Panama, one in Uganda, and one local project right here in Troy. Our Panama project just completed its monitoring and evaluation trip in May, which I actually went on, and is now in the project closeout phase. Our Uganda project completed their alternative analysis phase in May and is now in the partnership in the implementation phase. Our Troy project just completed the implementation phase in April and is in the partnership formation phase with other community organizations around Troy. We have done a lot of great work in this past year, and we have so much more exciting work ahead of us. So we are very grateful that anyone came out tonight to support our project teams and the communities we serve. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amelia, for describing the rigorous and thorough process of how our projects are selected. Next, we will have our faculty advisor, Dr. James Kilduff, also known as Chip, to give a speech about EWB as a whole.
Good evening. My name is Chip Kilduff, and I'm a faculty member in Civil and Environmental Engineering, and I serve as the faculty advisor for EWB. And I've actually been doing it since the beginning, I think 2009 or something like that. And so one of these days I will get it right, so I'm working on it. I think a lot of what I have to say is kind of redundant, but I'll say it anyway. You may be wondering why I don't have a phone, And it's not because I don't own a phone. I do own a phone. I just can't read that far. So I'm going to give you 5 reasons to support EWB from my perspective. And I actually just thought of another one, and that is it's pretty fun. But that wasn't one of my 5 reasons, so there's actually 6, and I'll get the fun part out in the beginning. So the reason I became involved is it's a reason to help people who are less fortunate in many ways. But unlike just donating money or doing other kind of volunteer work, it gives you the opportunity to use your engineering expertise to help people. So that's kind of a unique aspect of EWB. So as Chloe mentioned, all engineers strive to improve quality of life and hold public health and safety paramount. The difference here is that EWB gives you the opportunity to affect people's lives directly. And so my analogy is engineers, for example, disinfect drinking water and prevent millions of people from getting diseased, and that's great, but it's not quite the same thing as a doctor giving a cancer therapy and saving someone's life. So the directness of helping a community is kind of a significant and unique part of EWB. So the second reason is that EWB provides a way to apply the knowledge that you've learned, or that students have learned, that I've learned in classwork from other mentors. We have 2 other excellent mentors that without them we wouldn't be functioning at the level that we are, and learning from other EWB members. So it's kind of a learning community from that perspective. And so this goes back to the founding of RPI. So the Institute was established for the express purpose of applying science and technology to the common purposes of life. So we're kind of continuing the genesis of RPI through EWB. So the third reason is not only applying engineering, but learning how to do engineering in developing countries. And so Chloe also mentioned this kind of the need for cultural awareness. And so there's 2 concepts that were new to me. One is using the appropriate technology. So often in classes we use the most complicated and sophisticated technology that we can come up with, whereas when you're working in a developing country, it's more important to use appropriate technology. And then the other aspect was the cultural sensitivity, which affects how technology will be accepted and used. And so part of our EWB training involved an anecdote of an EWB project in Africa. I forget which country, but they put in a couple new water supply wells, and it turns out that the social rituals around getting water from a surface water supply whose quality was pretty suspect trumped the desire for clean water from these wells, and the new technology basically failed. Not because the wells didn't work, but because the well solution didn't address the cultural norms of the society. And so that's kind of a new way of thinking about how we solve problems using technical engineering solutions. The fourth reason has to do with travel as a way to develop personally. And I'll quote Mark Twain, one of my favorite Mark Twain quotes, "Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, narrow-mindedness, and many of our people need it sorely on these accounts." And it seems like that is just increasing day by day. Broad, wholesome, charitable views of people and things cannot be acquired by vegetating in one little corner of the earth all one's life. So I'm kind of surprised that Twain used the term vegetating, but there it is. So the fifth reason, this is the last reason, has to do with the benefits of membership in clubs and professional societies in general. And so it provides opportunities to demonstrate leadership, demonstrate responsibility, take on roles to run a club, organize events like this. The technical aspects here is another club at RPI. And, you know, I wouldn't know the first thing about setting up audio and video for an event like this, and that's great experience. So with EWB, it's taken to a whole new level because you're doing all this in a foreign country. And so dealing with travel, insurance, vaccines, lodging, bringing tools to Panama, buying supplies here and shipping it, or going to a foreign country to buy supplies, that's just a whole nother level of both time management and project management. And so it's great experience in that regard. And so potential employers have recognized you know, that our students and value our students highly because of it. So to wrap it up, the opportunity to apply engineering skills and have a direct impact on communities while developing both personally and professionally are unique and valuable resources to join, support, and appreciate EWB.
Thank you so much, Chip, for all you've done for our chapter for all these years. We couldn't do this without you. Now we'll have the Panama Project. We'll have Matthew Toscano, the Panama Project lead, as well as Raniel Peralta, the sub-lead, and they will both be giving information about the Panama Project and the progress of where the project's at. Bring it to the floor for them.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for taking time out of your day to be here this evening, and welcome to the Panama Project. My name is Matthew Toscano. I'm a mechanical engineering major, class of 2028, and the current project lead of this year's EWB Panama Project. I joined EWB as a freshman last year, and what really piqued my interest was how EWB strives to incorporate engineering practices into communities around the world to help provide them with sustainable, easy-to-manage systems for their everyday needs.
Hello, I'm Raniel Peralta. I am a freshman in Computer and Systems Engineering here at RPI, and I'm the Communications Sub-Lead for the Panama Project. I joined Engineers Without Borders because of the many opportunities to help people around the world with a strong focus on community-oriented designs for sustainable projects. So, what exactly is the Panama Project? Well, our project works with the community of Sandubiti on Isla Popa II, an island off the Atlantic coast of northern Panama. Sandubiti is home to about 350 indigenous Nagabe people, and it's located in a tropical climate with a high level of biodiversity. The community is composed of several families who share ownership of a school, a dining hall, and a church, and mainly rely on fishing the nearby waters for food. The school has 127 students with 76 boys and 51 girls. We first made contact with Sandubiti in 2010 when they requested our help with creating a reliable water source for their community. Their original water source was causing illnesses and health issues among members of their community. In fact, during our initial assessment trip, preliminary water testing showed that the water supply was contaminated with arsenic. On top of this, there was no reliable water source during Panama's dry season between January and May. So, over the next 4 years, we designed and built a water tank using a chlorination system that we still use today. However, the culmination of this project in 2016 was not the end of our relationship with them. The people of Sandubiti were happy with our work, and upon the completion of the project, they brought us another opportunity: the need for a reliable source of electricity. See, Sandubiti relied on generators to power their town. These were expensive to run as well as to repair. For instance, to get fuel to them, they had to take a 40-minute boat trip. Our goal was to eliminate these costs and install a sustainable solution to power their school and their nearby church. After an assessment trip and approval of the project, we came up with the solution of designing 2 solar power systems, one on the roof of their school and one on their church. The main goal of this new project was not only to provide the community with lights and fans for their school and church, but also to improve the quality of education for the students of Sandubiti. With electricity, the school was able to power many resources, including 20 computers, a projector, 2 microscopes, a multifunctional printer, a sound system, and of course, lighting and fans for the library, cafeteria, and classrooms. With access to computers and online resources, the quality of education within the community will greatly improve. The addition of electricity to the church will bring comfort to the entire population in the primary place where they are able to come together as a community.
Then, in 2019, we conducted our first implementation trip, during which we were able to successfully install 3 additional solar panels on the roof of the school for the community's use. However, since the church at the community was undergoing construction, we were unable to finish implementing the solar panels there. We then planned to return the next year in 2020 to finish installing our PV system. But as I'm sure you're all aware, COVID happened. Because COVID happened, almost everything was shut down, especially international travel, and RPI went remote, so we were unable to complete our goals that year. Yet, through it all, we maintained our relationship with Sandubiti and continued to look towards finishing installation of our solar panel systems. Throughout those COVID years, we worked on the project remotely and refined our solution over and over again. And 4 years later, we were finally able to complete our second implementation trip in May of last year, 2024. Originally, we planned to finish installing 2 solar panels on the church roof and more panels on the school roof to be added to the pre-existing system. However, due to changing material lists, we uninstalled our 3 320-watt solar panels from the school roof and moved them to the church, reinstalling 6 415-watt panels in their place. We also upgraded the battery to store more power. After installing and wiring everything, we tested our systems to make sure everything was working properly. And on the trip, we also noticed that we were easily able to add the community's dining hall to the church system, providing that building with power as well. With the materials, shipping, and travel costs, this trip cost totaled over $12,000. Besides the cost, the trip was an incredibly rewarding experience for everyone involved in the project. It was really rewarding to hear about the community and the gratitude they expressed towards the system we built. Julie Fuente, the school's principal, told our volunteers, "There are truly no words to give thanks on behalf of the school and our educational community towards EWB."
The implementation trip then came to a close, and we verified that all of the solar systems worked fully before our team left. The lights could turn on and the power outlets worked. However, a week after we left, a severe thunderstorm hit Isla Popa, and a lightning strike hit a wire in the community system, in the school system. This unfortunately caused a power failure. Once our team heard of this problem, we immediately started working. We were able to get an electrician to come to the community to evaluate the system. He measured the voltage of each battery, and it was found that one was non-functioning. This meant that we had to replace the battery and change the controller for the school system. We were able to obtain a new battery under warranty. However, we still had to pay to ship it. The cost was over $300. For the charge controller, we were working with SolarBiz, a company located in Panama, and to order the shipping and ship the materials to the community. The total cost of the replacement and shipping was over $800.
And this year, we completed our final phase of the solar project. We had finalized the plans to travel and set out to Sandubiti for our monitoring and evaluation trip this May 2025. When we arrived at Sandubiti, we checked out the solar panels and their respective batteries from previous trips, and we noticed that one of our battery sets in the school had been damaged. We decided to relocate the dining hall's battery into the school and purchase a replacement battery for the dining hall. Luckily, in Bocas del Toro, we were able to find a battery at a local store and make the trip back to Isla Popa Dos from Bocas del Toro to install the new battery and proper wiring on time during the trip. All went well, and before we left, we interviewed community leaders and asked what they believe would benefit the community the most. With the solar project complete, we were given lots of ideas by the community, and we are looking to begin a sanitation project, specifically in latrine renovation in Sandubiti. We are currently working with the larger EWB USA chapter and our program engineer, Scott, to have this project approved so we can begin our assessment phase. Alongside that, there are many people we work with outside of RPI and EWB that we would like to thank. Our responsible engineer in charge, REIC, Chris Strader, has been our mentor and a major resource throughout this entire project. He was the one in charge of our previous implementation and monitoring and evaluation trips, and we value all his insight and expertise. We are also in communication with Ambrosio Becar, our contact with the community, who helps us keep up to date with photos and measurements of the school and church for our calculations. For other information about the general area, we are in contact with 2 NGOs, Holly Homo, who is a part of the Peace Corps in Panama, and Mathilde Grant, who is part of the Darklands Foundation, SolarBiz, from whom we purchased the majority of our materials, Toucan Point, our solar panel providers, and Tropical Solar Bocas, from whom we purchased a battery from, are also very important points of contact. This year, we were able to form new connections with 2 more NGOs, such as Caitlin Terry from Hydro Missions and Samantha Horn from Floating Doctors.
As you can see, there are many different people involved with our project and a lot to consider before we can travel. Despite this, our biggest barrier is having the funds necessary for the project. The cost for one person to travel to Panama alone is over $500, which multiplies for our team of 4 to 5 people per trip. This is where we ask for your help in donating money to fund our trips and materials. That money will allow us to continue to help the community of San Dubiti in their efforts to produce reliable electricity, improve their children's education, and improve their sanitation systems. Without donations, fundraisers, and your support, we would not be able to undertake many of the projects that we do.
Your donation matters a lot to us, and we would greatly appreciate any contribution you are able to make. Thank you very much for listening, and if you have any questions about our Panama project, please don't hesitate to ask. With that, though, I'll be passing it to Eric from SHEP to give you more information about Panama as a country.
Thank you to Matthew and Ronnie for describing the evolution of the Panama Project from start to finish. It's truly amazing to see how much the RPI chapter has impacted the San Dubiti community. Now let's bring it to the floor to Eric again so he can talk about the cultural and history of Panama. So let's bring it for Eric.
So hi again, thank you again for being here. Again, I'm Eric Gutierrez, president of SHEP. Before we continue with the rest of tonight's event, it's important to celebrate and recognize the culture of Panama, which is obviously the country behind the whole project that we're supporting. So to many, Panama is mainly known for the famous Panama Canal, but there's a lot more to it than just that. It has a lot of cultural crossroads, specifically indigenous, Spanish, African, and Caribbean traditions. Panama's indigenous heritage is alive with groups like the Guna, Emberá, Ngawe, Bugle, keeping their traditions strong. And you can see this with their handcrafts and hear it in the many cultural stories they tell. And Spanish influence is also present with the colonial architecture across Panama City. And they also have the African and Afro-Caribbean roots, specifically through the music and the dancing. And so really, it's just a mix of a lot of traditions and blends of cultures that makes Panama so special. Every festival, every dance, every craft tells a unique story of the people who built it. So again, tonight, as we continue the event, it's important to remember the culture and celebrate everything that Panama has to offer. So thank you.
Thank you, Eric, for your description of the cultural background of Panama. Now let's bring it to the floor to Kira Krasinski, who is a member of the Panama Project team, and she's going to tell you about how the Panama Project has impacted her, as well as her role in the project. So let's bring it to the floor for Kira.
Hello everyone, my name is Kira Kaczynski and I am a senior co-terminal biomedical engineering major. I first attended EWB as a freshman, wanting to join a service-centered club that also incorporated technical knowledge. Since then, EWB has served me as much as I have served it. I've formed friendships, professional relationships, and gained valuable experiences as a member and leader. I've taken on a few different roles in eBoard, and as part of the Panama Project, including the Panama Project Communications Sublead, and my current role, the Professional Liaison. As a freshman, I originally joined the Panama Project and have remained associated with it throughout my time in EWB. I've seen multiple different leaders take charge of the project as well as much member fluctuation and growth, but the heart of the project has stayed the same. The Panama Project serves the community of Isla Popa, a close-knit island town with a strong indigenous population. Serving this community has been a learning opportunity, a technical challenge, and above all, a gift to partake in. Over the past 3 years, I'm proud to say I have been able to contribute accomplishments of the team in a number of different ways. As a communications sublead, I've coordinated interactions between distributors, community members, health and safety officers, and project members. To me, this might look like writing a few emails and other communications, yet the impact is synergistic when coupled with other team members' efforts. I am grateful for the experiences of using my time and skills to advance the progress of the project. Ensuring timeliness, quality, and professionalism in communications is something I take pride in providing for the project, and it has in turn helped me develop my professional communication skills. However, the impact that EWB has had on me goes beyond my roles in the club. Specifically, witnessing peers travel and implement our work has given me incredible insight into my passion for humanitarian engineering. Although I have not had the chance to travel, hearing about my teammates' experiences with the community of Isla Popa is always a rewarding part of being in the club. They share stories of the residents and their welcoming, heartwarming attitudes. Knowing that I was part of the efforts that made our project implementations possible is truly priceless. I am grateful to RPI EWB for allowing me to contribute to this project and to learn such valuable information in the process.
Thank you, Kira, for your powerful testimony about how the Panama Project and EWB as a whole has impacted you from your freshman year to now. Now we will be playing 2 videos from the Sendibiri community in Panama. First off, we'll have Ambrosio Bacar, who is the church pastor of the Sendibiri community, and then we will have Juliana Fuente, who is the principal of this local school. So let us bring it to the floor for their videos.
¿Podría introducirse, o sea, su nombre, su rol acá en la iglesia y...?
Sí. Mi nombre es encargado de pastor de la iglesia, es Ambrosio Becar. Soy encargado de esta obra, Iglesia Evangelista de Panamá, aquí.
Ya. ¿Puede describir cómo ha sido su experiencia hasta ahora trabajando con Ingenieros Sin Fronteras?
Sí, tenemos ya desde el 2014 de en adelante, hemos tenido idea hasta ahora. 2014 hasta 2024, hasta ahora.
Ya.
Sí.
¿Y cómo ha sido esa experiencia?
Bueno, de mi parte estoy muy bien sobre lo que hemos tenido el trabajo aquí.
¿En qué es que se van a usar los paneles solares acá en la iglesia? O sea, ¿qué es lo que van a dar energía?
Un momento. Los paneles solares de aquí para la iglesia, yo de mi parte nos vamos a ocupar más para luces, también para equipo sonido. Hay momentos que usamos, no todo el tiempo, pero sí lo usamos más para la luz permanente.
Ese proyecto de energía solar, ¿cómo usted cree que eso va a impactar a las misas y todo eso en la iglesia?
Bueno, en cuanto a eso, yo de mi parte veo que va a ser buen trabajo, buen uso que se va a dar a la iglesia aquí.
¿Cuál cree que sea el impacto de tener energía solar en esa comunidad para toda la comunidad en general? O sea, no solo, o sea, ¿cómo cree que tener energía solar en la iglesia, escuela y comedor afecte a la comunidad en sí?
Porque nosotros lo vemos más, lo más uso para como la escuela, como la iglesia, porque aquí es una cosa como una organización muy que tenemos formadas y tenemos que tener el siempre uso de solar, paneles solares, luces para que tengamos siempre luz, ¿no? Para nosotros, ese hace un impacto para nosotros.
¿Me puede decir su nombre, su rol acá en la escuela?
Ok, mi nombre es Juliana Fuentes, soy la directora encargada del plantel Isla Popa número 2, situado en el corregimiento de Punta Laurel, distrito de Bocas del Toro.
Ya. Bueno, ¿cómo ha sido hasta ahora su experiencia trabajando con Ingenieros Sin Fronteras?
Bueno, muy agradecida primero a Dios por tomarnos en cuenta. De verdad, no hay palabras para darle agradecimiento a parte de la escuela, de la comunidad educativa, hacia las personas que han instalado el trabajo, el panel en nuestro centro educativo, ya que eso traerá mejoras hacia nuestro plantel.
Ya. ¿Cómo exactamente es que se van a usar esos paneles y el sistema eléctrico acá en la escuela?
¿Cómo se usaría? Correcto, bueno, más que nada nosotros somos, nuestro centro educativo está en un área insular donde no contamos con la energía eléctrica, pero sí se puede contar el día de hoy con la energía solar que nos permite darle a los niños una calidad educativa para brindarle lo que es su material didáctico, poder darles clases diferentes a lo que se da acá, que no solamente sea por tablero, sino también por data shower, por computadora, y de igual manera que ellos tengan el material de apoyo para dar sus clases diarias.
Ya. ¿Cómo usted piensa que ese proyecto va a tener un impacto en la comunidad en general?
Bueno, este proyecto tiene un impacto sumamente importante, ya que número uno, el estudiante puede ver, se puede contar con la parte de energía solar para así tener una escuela con luz, un alumbrado solar, donde se consta con una impresora para sacarle su material didáctico, donde la luz solar nos permite a nosotros brindarle a ellos una educación de calidad diferente a los demás centros educativos de nuestra zona, porque en nuestra área insular no contamos con lo que es la electricidad, y debido a eso el estudiante está muy diferente, adaptado a lo que en realidad se vive en las escuelas de área urbana.
Even though we couldn't have the members of the community with us here, these videos are really great because you get to see the direct impact of how these community members were impacted and how their lives have changed because of EWB. Now we will be having a brief intermission, and the Rensselaer Music Association will be performing. While the intermission, we encourage you to try some of the wonderful food stands that we have. EWB is selling brownies. Alianza Latina is selling empanadas. Shep is selling walking tacos. And the African Association is selling plantains and chicken. So definitely there's a lot of food options. So enjoy the intermission, and we'll be back in around 20 minutes.
does that go?
What's your second favorite song? It's all good. If you think of anything, let me know. Anyway.
How does Freebird go? Oh, by Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, it's like there's the guitar solo.
Think you got it? Okay.
I have some leaks. There's some leaks.
Key of G? You got key of G?
It's like a fast song, but we can take it there. I kind of like it slow. The intro is slow.
I don't know how this song goes. Wait, let me play it.
Let's just see where the changes take us, I think.
Yeah, low-key, let's just play the changes.
Yeah.
Play the changes. Thank you to the Rensselaer Music Association, Ethan, Dathan, and Victor. You all did an incredible performance, and also their turtle squirt. Let's give it up for the turtle. That was an amazing performance, and now we will have the local project come speak. We will have Nick Jostler and Chris Alvarez, and they'll be giving a presentation about the local project and how they have impacted the Vasuda community here behind Nason Hall at RPI. So now we're going to hear a more local testimony of how EWB hits close to home. Let's give it up for Nick and Chris.
Hey everyone, my name is Chris Alvarez and I'm the current Vice Lead for Local Project. More importantly, right now, I will be filling in for our current lead, Tyler Fontanes, who is busy right now and can't attend. A little bit about myself, I've been on this project for the past year and I am one of the main contributors to the SHED project last year. Among that, in the group is Nick Jostler, who I'll let introduce himself.
Hello everyone, my name is Nick Jostler. I'm the current Vice President of Finance for the club. That's basically the treasurer. I do all the money stuff. I've been on this local project for the last 4 years. I joined as a freshman. I've been working on this project basically since its inception. And we're working on a shed, and I'm very happy to say we've finished it as of last spring. As the name implies, local project works right here in Troy to help bring the mission statement of Engineers Without Borders to its own communities in the Capital District. We first started this project about a decade ago, working with the Capital Roots in the Albany region. We helped to bring nutritious, fresh food to the neighboring communities. We were then approached in 2021 by the Vasuda Living Learning Community in Nason Hall, where they asked us to build a shed to help store their gardening materials outside of the dorms. Vasuda is an environmental awareness community for freshman students, which aims to teach principles of sustainable engineering and design to students. When I first started this project, we're all kind of picking up the pieces from the previous team after COVID happened, and we eventually managed to get, an engineering-proof shed design after picking up some of the pieces from the previous team. And although the design was simple, the community did not at first like our design, so we did kind of have to do a redesign and do more like a sustainable design. They didn't like all the materials we had, so we kind of had to go back to the drawing board for that. So we eventually tried modifying this old design, kind of using our engineering skills we used in class, and we got this engineering mock-up professionally done on the right there, using our CAD skills, but we thought about it and we wanted to include some local resources to help minimize the costs and make the project very unique. And we knew this wouldn't really work out so well, but then we had the idea to repurpose some of the old pallets that were outside the dining hall that they used for deliveries, and they weren't really using them anymore. So instead of going to waste, we used some of the wood from that to help build the shed foundation, and then we kind of took it from there.
After a few more months of planning, we began to implement our new solution on the weekends with approval from Vasuda. This also had the benefit of attracting a bunch more prospective members, myself included. Throughout the fall and winter months, we continued to work building the base of the walls and the frame for the roof and the door. The majority of progress happened this spring when we made a final push to complete the project before classes let out for the summer. Here we finished the walls and roof complete with weatherproof material. While not perfect, the local project has been a great experience for all those involved and has given many students a chance to learn skills they may not otherwise learn in their normal classes. I'm proud to say there are no serious injuries or anything of the sort, just lots of fun for everyone. It was a great opportunity for me to put my engineering and leadership skills to the test, and I am very happy with how it turned out. As we look to the future, the local project wants to work with an organization outside of RPI. Our main lead at the moment is an initiative called Trails for All from the NY Environmental Clearinghouse, whose goal is to offer more detailed trail guides to everyone in the capital region, particularly those with disabilities, so that they can evaluate trails to explore. The hope is that this type of information will encourage these people of all ages and abilities to explore and enjoy these beautiful natural areas. We have also reached out to other organizations such as the Troy Public Library, Troy High School, Troy Middle School, RPI's chapter of Habitat for Humanity, United Way of the Capital Region, and the Troy's Sanctuary for Independent Media. We are excited to see what our next project brings us, and we would be very appreciative if you would consider making a donation to our club tonight to support our amazing projects and the positive changes we can make on our community and the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick and Chris, for describing the progress of the local project and the next steps for how we are going to find a new project. Next, we are going to have a local community testimony. We're going to have Rowan Myers describe how the local project has impacted him. So let's give it up for Rowan. My bad.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Rowan Myers, and I am a sophomore biomedical engineer here at RPI. I first heard of Engineers Without Borders from my roommate, who was an active member during her freshman year. She was always sharing fun stories about their projects and what they were doing in the community, and it seemed like such a great way to contribute locally. I knew immediately that I wanted to join in the following year. I chose the local branch of the club specifically because I love to work in a hands-on way, and it's really rewarding to see your volunteering efforts making big change in real time. This is my first year in Engineers Without Borders, but so far I've really enjoyed getting to reach out and connect with a bunch of local nonprofits and other various groups inside of our community. I am super excited to start our new project working with the trails, and I can't wait to move forwards alongside the local branch and using engineering to help those in need. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Rowan, for sharing how the local project has impacted you. Next, we're going to move on to our Uganda project, which describes how we have served the Buyanga Primary School. We are going to have Laura Laurent, the project lead, give a description about the project and its current progress as we finish alternative analysis and are moving on to implementation. Let's give it up for Laura.
Good evening, everyone. As Chris just said, I'm Laura Lorenz. I'm a senior civil engineering student here, and I'm the Uganda project lead. So I've been the Uganda project lead for just over a semester and a half now, but I've been a part of the Uganda project since its inception in 2023. So the Uganda project, before I get into what it actually is, because I'm sure you all are wondering what it is, I want to give you a bit of context about the community that we work within. So in eastern Uganda, there's a district called Bugweri District. Within that district, there's a village called Bubuye Village, and within that village lies Buyanga Primary School. So Buyanga Primary School is just like any other primary school where children come to learn things like math, science, language. But something that's really unique about Buyanga Primary School is that they have a big focus on agricultural education and cultivating staple crops. So as you guys can see here, these are our lovely clients. Buyanga Primary School serves over 1,000 students, and from household surveys, we have found that the community farm that they use to be able to educate themselves on agricultural techniques also serves as a way for them to have sources of food for them to eat throughout the school day. Through household surveys that we have conducted on people in the community and these children, we have found that these 1,000+ students are getting about 2 to 3 meals a day from that community garden, which is a great program. But of course, in a country such as Uganda, even though it has a beautiful landscape, it is plagued by drought because it experiences long-term periods of sunlight with little to no rainfall, which isn't good for staple crops such as that. So that's where our chapter comes in, where our goal is to create an irrigation system that not only sustains them throughout their drought period, but also sustains them through climate change, which will only worsen their situation. So we've done a lot of work so far. We've maintained constant communication with the community through things like WhatsApp, Google Meet, and email. We've also conducted a lot of research about what irrigation is and different methods that we could use to serve this community. We've also conducted a remote assessment trip where we collected soil data, which would help us produce a solution that best serves their landscape. And we also completed an alternative analysis report, which is basically a document that allows us to weigh in the pros and cons of different solutions so that we could get to our most optimal design. And now we're on the way to planning for travel, which should occur in the March of 2026. And this is where you all come in. So today I'm asking for you all to find it in your hearts to donate to our project. Because as you have heard before, one reason why you should donate is because Engineers Without Borders is a club that really builds the future engineers of tomorrow. We learn skills that are super invaluable in industry that you could never get within a classroom being a part of this club. But not only that, the main reason why you should support Engineers Without Borders is because you should support children. Children across the world, they deserve the same opportunities that you and I have, because having a meal should not be a luxury. It should be something that is a necessity and that everyone has access to. And if you don't want to take it from me how valuable Engineers Without Borders is, please listen to this video created by Ella Snyder, a volunteer and someone that's a part of my project team, as she talks about her experience in Engineers Without Borders.
Is literally the first club that I joined freshman year. I went to their NRB Beyond block, and then the rest is history. I have been there since. It's my favorite club. I'm the most involved with it. The meetings are actually enjoyable. And you're actually getting stuff done, which I feel like most clubs, it's one or the other. This club is phenomenal. I wrote about joining Engineers Without Borders on the Why Do You Want to Join RPI essay, and I didn't really expect it to live up to expectations. Most things don't, but EWB has surpassed all expectations. We actually get stuff done. You get actual experience engineering. You actually help people, and it's so phenomenal. It's a dream come true, honestly. Engineers Without Borders is the best place to meet new classmates. It's the best place to meet upperclassmen. I feel like advisors were always telling me, like, you should talk to upperclassmen, you know, see what they do, see where they get internships. And I was always like, okay, well, how do I do that when I don't have classes with them? EWB is the way. You meet upperclassmen, they help you, they have actually done all of the things that you're probably really worried about doing. And they still have time for this phenomenal club. So I really, really recommend it. Employers love it. They love Engineers Without Borders. Like, it is known in the professional world that EWB actually does engineering. You know, it's not just like plans and talking. You're actually doing things. So employers love it. Your classmates, your friends, your family, everybody's going to think it's super interesting, and it is. But it's also very realistic, you know. All of the plans you have to do, all of the paperwork, all of the collaborating with people halfway across the globe. It's all a challenge, and it's accurate to what you actually have to do. You actually need to make, you know, safety plans and backup plans and plans for this scenario. And how are you going to fundraise? Some of these projects cost tens of thousands of dollars. You know, I'm in the Uganda project, and we need to fly to Uganda, drill a borehole in Uganda into their underwater reservoir, and then install a piping network to irrigate acres of farmland. All of that costs tens of thousands of US dollars. And so you absolutely should get involved. You absolutely should join the club, help us fundraise, help us do these projects. It takes a lot of man hours to plan something like this. And if you're a parent watching this, encourage your kid to join. If they need to make friends, if they need to talk to upperclassmen, if they need an extracurricular, EWB is the way. It does all of those things. And if you're a parent and you want to help, you absolutely can donate here at Philanthropy Fest, or you can attend one of our food stands. Alianza Latina is a Latina collaboration on campus, and they make delicious food, better than you'll get in any restaurant. The African Student Association is here too. They made food. Absolutely go check out their stuff. Their stuff is really good too. I had it last year at Philanthropy Fest last year. Delicious. So donate, go to the food concession stands, tell your student to join. It's the best decision that I made. It's the club that I'm most consistent with. I sing its praises everywhere all of the time. If you want to help actual people in the world and you know, see the impact of your work, EWB is the way. Like, I can't think of another club that actually has such a profound empirical impact on the world as EWB. So absolutely join, donate, get involved, spread the word, whatever you can do, and come join us. We're a lot of fun. We collaborate with AL and ASA. It's a lot of teamwork. It's a lot of fun. I've made a lot of friends that I think I'll keep for the rest of my life, probably. There's opportunities for leadership, or you can take a step back and just, you know, do some of the legwork if you don't want as much of a time commitment. We have positions for every single, every major, every level of commitment, whatever you got, whatever you want, we got. So I really, really cannot recommend it highly enough. Get involved, do what you can. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.
So if all of that hasn't convinced you just yet, we have another video right on the ground in Uganda from the head teacher of the Byanga Primary School, where he tells you all about the experience and what we actually need to make a difference.
Hi everyone, my name is Ella Snyder and I'm a
Chance, the teacher of Byanga Primary School. Right now I'm standing in our crop farm. On this farm we are growing a number of crops. We are growing beans right now. This is the bean garden. We are growing cassava, potatoes, peanuts, and vegetable crops like eggplants, cabbages, tomatoes, and so many others. We are growing these crops to feed our pupils in the school. We are in the struggle to maximize production because what we produce now is not enough to feed our students. And the biggest challenge that we are having that's leading to a failure to maximize production is the unpredictable weather conditions. We are experiencing long droughts, and whenever that happens, we almost lose all the crops. So we are appealing that if we can be assisted with the irrigation system, it will enable us to maximize production, because we shall be able now to actually fight against the bad weather. So my appeal is for the assistance so that we are able to irrigate our crops whenever drought comes. Thank you so much. This is cassava. This one is a food crop. At least this one can a bit resist the bad weather, but our major concern is the beans and the vegetable crops, because for them, if it shines for about 2 to 3 weeks, then that means the whole garden is gone. You cannot harvest anything. So that's where we are appealing to you for support, so that we are able to actually maximize production and be able to feed our students. Here, these are eggplants. This is a vegetable crop. It grows higher than this height, but because of the dry season that we are experiencing, it got stunted, and even the yield itself is not as we expected because of the drought. So this season we are likely to actually make big losses still because of the long dry spell.
Okay, guys. So if you weren't able to get anything from that video, basically what he was saying is that the dry season is really impacting their crops, and crops that used to grow 10 feet tall are now reduced to ground size. So today I just ask for your support. I know that we may all be from different cultural backgrounds, but we are all united by one goal as human beings. And I believe that all of our purpose here on earth is to serve others and to be able to help others and make an impact in this world. And you have the opportunity to do that today by donating. So please take the opportunity to look within your hearts and donate, if not for me, if not for anyone in this room, for the children of the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, for your powerful testimony about the Uganda project and how it has started to where it has gone now to where we are expected to go in the future. And thank you to Ella for her testimony about how EWB has impacted her even now as a sophomore. If she's saying this as a sophomore, imagine how much EWB can impact you. Thank you also to Headmaster Charles, who spoke and gave us a real-world vision of Buyanga Primary School and exactly why we need to help the community, because climate change has directly impacted the community and their need to grow their crops. So thank you, Headmaster Charles. Next, we are going to have Julia give a speech about Uganda and the cultural presentation. So let's bring it up for Julia.
Hello, everybody. My name is Pearl Davis. Julia's in the crowd, so I'm going to be giving the speech about Uganda. And I'm the Vice President of the African Student Association. So today I'm thrilled to introduce a country that is affectionately known as the Pearl of Africa, Uganda. Found in the heart of East Africa, Uganda is a land of extraordinary natural beauty, vibrant cultures, and a history that truly captivates. Starting with landscapes, Uganda is a country with boasting snow-capped mountains, dense rainforests, and serene waters of Lake Victoria, and the source of the mighty Nile River. Uganda's geographic diversity is breathtaking, making it an absolute haven for nature lovers and adventure seekers. One of Uganda's biggest draws is its stunning wildlife. With numerous national parks and reserves, it provides refuge to some of the planet's most magnificent creatures. You'll find that the iconic African Big Five, which are the elephants, lions, leopards, and buffalo, as well as rhinos, live in a lot of parks in Uganda. But especially the gorilla, there's a specific type of gorilla that's found in the national parks that are treasured dearly and very endangered, but they have national parks where you can go in and see them face to face. So it is very unique and very important for us to take care of those wild animals, which is why Uganda is very special. This natural abundance is deeply tied to the Ugandan way of life. Diverse ethnic groups, including the Baganda, Basoga, Banyanka, and Bakiga, weave a rich tapestry of culture, tradition, and community across the nation. And then there's the food. Uganda offers a culinary journey that is both flavorful and diverse. Matoke, which is a staple dish of steamed mashed green bananas, is often the foundation of a meal that's usually served with a stew or any type of sauce. And that brings us to what we have today. The African Student Association has prepared a chicken pilau, which is a rice dish that is cooked in chicken stock, tomato paste, and Ugandan spice too. And we also have mandazi, which is a sweet fried dough. In closing, Uganda is a nation of remarkable contrasts, a beautiful tapestry woven from nature, culture, and history. It's a country that beckons you to explore its landscapes and immerse yourself in its vibrant life. I encourage all of you to put Uganda on your travel list. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Pearl, for describing the wonderful beauty of Uganda. Not only is it a country full of rich culture, it has wonderful nature, absolutely breathtaking sights, and is, like Pearl said, a must-see travel destination. Now we are going to close off with a speech from Scott Gregory, the EWB USA. He's a leader. He will be giving a speech about EWB as a whole, as well as Philanthropy Fest.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well tonight. My name is Scott Gregory, and I currently serve as a program engineer for the International Community Program of Engineers Without Borders USA. I am joining you all remotely from my home office here in Colorado Springs, but hope everyone is having an enjoyable evening together for this event. I'd first like to start by saying thank you for the opportunity to share this message and also for your support of the RPI student chapter of EWB USA through tonight's Philanthropy Fest event. I'm very happy to join you all virtually to share a few words related to Engineers Without Borders organization, and more specifically, the great work that the members of the RPI chapter are involved with both locally and through their international partnerships. For those who might be new to our organization, EWB USA is a 501c3 nonprofit based out of Denver, Colorado. We got our start 22 years ago with the primary focus of supporting underserved communities around the world to help them meet basic infrastructure needs and improve human well-being. Today, our volunteer teams and staff support over 385 active infrastructure projects in 31 countries, including project work here in the United States. Our projects are driven forward through a vast network of volunteers in 160 student university chapters and 74 professional chapters covering all corners of the USA and Puerto Rico. We focus on forming deep, multi-year partnerships with community-based organizations, local nonprofits, and municipalities to deliver community-driven, owned, and maintained infrastructure projects that are contextually appropriate, sustainable, and climate conscious. Our project portfolio covers 6 main project types, including water supply, sanitation, energy, structures, agricultural, and civil works. Each of our projects and partnerships takes many different forms as the needs of community vary widely across the countries we operate, but across all of our project work, we strive to build a better world through engineering projects that empower communities to meet their basic human needs. As an organization, our mission is to partner with communities and develop leaders to build a better world. One unique factor of this mission is that it is actually comprised of 2 separate but closely related components that focus on both improving community development and infrastructure access for underserved communities, and also working to develop globally conscious engineers who are prepared to meet the challenges of our ever-changing world. In my role with EWB USA, I wear many different hats to support various organizational initiatives. One of my main responsibilities is to support and guide our chapters and volunteer teams and the delivery of infrastructure and community development projects in tandem with our local partners. I've been in this role for almost 4 years now and previously worked in the international disaster response sector, supporting reconstruction projects and capacity building activities in locations impacted by natural disasters such as earthquakes, hurricanes, and tsunamis. Through this work, I have gained very valuable experience working with and for local communities and stakeholders in very challenging situations, and have come to deeply value and appreciate the work of EWB USA teams and volunteers and the impact that we have collectively around the world. Through my role as a program engineer, I have had the opportunity and pleasure to work with students from the RPI chapter on multiple projects, starting with the ongoing solar energy project in Panama and previous water supply project in Sosle, Nicaragua. Through these interactions with the student team, I have come to know many members, past and present, of the RPI chapter and have seen firsthand their skills, growth, and commitment to make our world a better place as young engineers. For many chapters in our organization, the past 3 years have been very challenging from a standpoint of volunteer engagement, chapter member retention, and coordinating with our local partners to advance projects forward, while many communities were feeling increased stress to meet basic infrastructure needs such as clean water, sanitation, and access to food. However, through this time, the RPI chapter have stayed resilient and committed to our cause and have since grown and bounced back to a very healthy state. At this stage, I'm happy to share the chapter now has very strong membership, a leadership team that is well organized, and an organizational structure within the chapter that is able to turn the page on a few challenging years and really move forward with clear intentions in mind. And I think this is a testament to the commitment to service and impact both in EWB projects and on campus and in your local community. One unique aspect of our model is that project teams are responsible for the large majority of fundraising for project work that includes capital construction costs, payment for services and contractors, international travel and logistics, and much more. And to be successful with fundraising and project delivery, it requires resilience, commitment, and significant efforts from the project team to stay engaged with donors and stakeholders in pursuit of the vision and mission of the organization. Through events such as this fundraising fest tonight, the chapter's future plans for community development can become a reality. And with that, I would like to extend a thank you to everyone in the audience tonight for your contributions to the RPI chapter through your donations, mentorship, guidance, and your ongoing efforts to maintain the health of the chapter and deliver improved infrastructure to our community partners. Your involvement in support of the chapter will continue to enable this group to advance project work alongside their local partners in Panama and Uganda, and hopefully enable the team to return to the field soon to advance project activities and rekindle their relationship between the student chapter and our community partners. I'd like to close by just reiterating our gratitude for your support of the RPI chapter at EWB USA organization. Together, we are collectively part of a global movement, and we can work hand in hand to make our world a better place. And with that, I would like to thank you all for your time tonight and wish everyone well. Thank you.
As Scott has said, we are largely responsible for the fundraising. We receive a few support from EWB, but most of the fundraising is on us. We have to engage with stakeholders. We have to engage with corporate donors. We have to raise money on our own. So we really appreciate all of you, no matter how much you could support, big or small. Thank you to everyone who helped make this night a huge success. Thank you to ASA, Alianza Latina, and SHEP, as well as the Rensselaer Music Association, who really collaborated with us and helped sell delicious food and put on delicious music. Thank you to all the speakers who came and gave full testimonies about how their projects have started to where they are now and to the future hopes for their projects, and about how EWB has helped them not only gain valuable engineering experience, but a group of friends and support and connections that will last with them your whole life. If you are an RPI student and you're considering joining EWB, I highly, highly, highly recommend going to one of our meetings. We meet Wednesday at 7 p.m. in Carnegie 113. Just come, learn more about our projects. We will welcome you with open arms. There is so much for you to learn, so much exciting opportunities, and EWB is a really, really rewarding experience. We all can testify to how rewarding EWB is. Now we'd like to give it up for the Rensselaer Music Association, who will be performing a finale performance. Thank you all so much for coming, and have a great night.
Swung or something else? do it again. Different style?
It's the F major 7. You remember?
Different style or
Sure.
what do you want to do?
I don't think we're ever gonna get a song.
I think one more.
Okay, we'll see.
Do it, do it, do it, do it. Do it.